Hey guys, it's Yellow King Talks, and today I want to talk about Ashlee Jenae. I want to give you guys a perspective that nobody else has touched on yet, the sugar baby, sugar daddy perspective. So I was doing some research and watching all the videos on this because this topic just it hit me the right way. Ashlee Jenae is a self-described soft life divestor. And if you don't know what a divestor is a black woman that makes it her entire identity to date white men and profit from being accepted by white men who are going to feed her pasta and lobster and give her a soft life. Ashlee Jenae was 31 years old, and her boyfriend of 1 year, Joe McCann, the founder and CEO of a crypto-focused investment firm, Asymmetrical Financial, is 45 years old. So she's 31, he's 45 years old. Now, black women are saying he's a billionaire because they want him to be a billionaire. But he's worth $45 million on paper. And as for anyone who understands celebrities, whatever you're quote unquote worth, that's not the amount of cash you have on you. And that doesn't include all the money you owe people secretly. Now, Joe McCann proposed to her on the 4th of April. They were saying that it was on April Fool's Day, but it was actually 3 days after April Fool's Day. And they went to Tanzania to celebrate the proposal, which was right before her birthday on the 5th. Now, allegedly, reports say they found her hanging from a rod or a belt, but still alive and struggling. She received treatment, but tragically, she passed away 1 day later at the hospital. Now, as all of this was going on, he didn't call her family until a day later on the 9th. And after that, Joe went radio silent, completely ghosting the family. And then right before Ashlee Jenae died, a day earlier, she had called her mother and let her know that she had an argument with Joe that was so bad that the hotel staff moved them to separate hotel rooms. And when I mean separate, they say that his villa was about 10 minutes away from hers. So that's not just next door, that's quite a ways away. And the reason everybody's making videos about this is because the Tanzanian police investigating have ruled this death a self-deletion. But Ashlee's family and friends strongly deny that claim. But the reason I'm making this video is not about that, it's about why this happened. So I was doing some research and watching all the videos on this because this topic just it hit me the right way. And one of the things I don't find anyone talking about is Ashlee's past. So as black men, when we look at the couple to see if they're equally yoked, this couple just doesn't make any sense to us at all. She was broke, he's a millionaire. He's 45, she's 31. He's white, and she talks like any other ghetto Keisha. And I had to wonder, just where on earth did these two meet? So I did some digging. And by digging, I watched a lot of other people's videos. And Only Logical, he always goes in on these divestors that like to insult black men. And he found some evidence that I couldn't ignore. He went to Reddit, and on Reddit, that's where people will actually talk about all the business that you've ever done. If you've ever done any dirt and other people know you exist, there's somebody on Reddit talking ish about you right now. So Jaded Smile 888, this is what they had to say about it. No one's saying it, so I'll say it. Ashlee may be an influencer now, but everyone in Miami knows she was a stripper. Joe met her at a party she was literally working the pole at. She danced in his section, and ever since they've kind of gone around the world fighting in luxury hotels for the last year and a half. Notice that they've been fighting. This wasn't even the first time they became engaged. It was the second. It was not also the first time police were called to break up one of their fights. He goes on further to say, or she goes on further to say, Joe, as in he, is currently the subject of a financial crime investigation, allegedly. Allegedly, he was taking profits from investments that were actually at a loss for years, and he got caught out there for doing it. He's rich, janky, older, has a massive power imbalance with her, and in my opinion, picked her because of that. Who knows what happened that night? May she rest in peace, and may her family find the truth, but this was 100% a very openly sugar baby on steroids situation. Source, I know them personally, and we have many mutual friends. Now, this is a female avatar, and that usually means that this woman is also involved in that kind of business. Now, as men, I tell you, brothers, you must have the king's knowledge. And the king's knowledge is the knowledge of the underworld and the world, that what happens in the daylight. You can't just be some simp that only knows what's going on in the good places of society. You must have your mind deep in the underworld. And I have a lot of experience with sugar babies and sugar daddies. I know all about it. I know exactly how this works. The first time I was solicited by a 304, a woman selling a cat, I was a child. When I would go to the hood to visit my grandma, she would have prostitutes in there that she was trying to treat that were gonna go back out to the streets. I know a lot about this. And here's the thing, it makes I don't know if this is true, but it makes 1,000,000% sense that this dude met this girl in the strip club. Because where else is a 45-year-old millionaire who's white going to run into a 31-year-old quote-unquote influencer who's black and talks like every ghetto Keisha you've ever seen on TV? It makes no other sense for them to ever hang out together. So here's what I think happened. I think this dude went to the strip club for the reasons men go to the strip club. And because he's wealthy and he wanted to get it in, he didn't even bother to deal with white women. Because that could have been more difficult for him, right? What men of other races have taught me is that the way men of other races see black women is they all see them as prostitutes. This used to make me angry when I was 15 and I didn't know any better, because I felt it was like disrespect. I felt like they were insulting me and I had to step up and show them. But when they kept showing me the proof in my 20s, in my 30s, I started to realize this wasn't even disrespectful. They were just telling me the reality. Everywhere in the world, black women are known as the quote unquote, this is not my words, cheapest, easiest prostitutes. They even have different prices for them in the Dubai specials as the cheapest, easiest prostitutes. It is a great mark of shame. That's their stereotype. And this white dude, what I imagine is he walked in, he knew he had money, and he knew he has everything that black women want. White men know more about divestors than us black men ever know. And what I imagine he did was he went there, had a brief conversation, knew that he wanted the cheeks, and she was more than willing to do whatever he wanted just because he was white and looked like he may have some money. But even if he didn't have money, she still would have been down. And at that moment, she became his sugar baby. Now, Ashlee Jenae, this is the same woman that has social media proof of her talking about threesomes, asking another man, I imagine, if she can bring another bitch to have a threesome. Talking about having threesomes with Molly and Mary, if you get that reference. Talking about the differences between two guys and one girl being a threesome and two guys and one girl being a train. So I imagine she offered him whatever combination that this guy felt like. He wasn't just dealing with her alone, but the thing about sugar babies and sugar daddies is that often the sugar baby will offer the sugar daddy multiple women that she will be messing with him together. That's how that works. And if the guy is like Diddy and he's into dudes, then she's offering him boys too. Now, Ashlee Jenae, from her social media, she knew in the 3rd grade that her children would be mixed. Look at the quote. She says, "I've been saying since the 3rd grade, my children will be mixed. LMAO." Think about how small a 3rd grader looks like. 3rd graders are small children. When I was in 3rd grade, I was still playing with Power Rangers, and she was already thinking about having biracial mixed children. She posted that, "I already know I'm gonna end up with a white man just like my mom. CTFU." Now, her mother, I know you might think that's strange because she's a dark-skinned woman. Her mother actually ended up with a black man who had her, but then married a white guy and had multiple biracial children. So she grew up as, I believe, the only actual 100% black child amongst a bunch of biracial children. And I bring all this up for the context. This woman's goal when she was a small child, before she even hit puberty, was to have biracial children. What could a 3rd grader want with children when you yourself are a child? Think about the psychological of what must have gone on in her head and what her mother must have been beating into her head and Keisha culture must have been putting down her throat as a small child. I still remember the out-of-pocket things my own mother would say to me, but because we were boys, none of that stuff penetrated to me or my brothers. We just didn't understand what was wrong with her. And I bring all of this context to let you know that this is my theory. This is what I really think happened to her, because no one's really going to say it, right? The difference between a man using a streetwalker 304 and a sugar baby is that they're going to pretend that this is a relationship. The sugar daddy is going to pay for her life, mostly by bringing her on into his life, which is already paid for. He's going to treat her like a girlfriend. She's going to treat him like a boyfriend. However, the deal for her is that not only is she going to do whatever sexual acts that he wants whenever he wants, she's going to also offer him many other women through her. He cannot go around and see other women by himself. That would be considered cheating, but he can have as many women as he wants as long as they do it together. And if he's in the dudes, if he's gay, you know, that means that, like Diddy, they're going to do it together and Diddy's going to be sitting in the cuck chair. But I don't think this guy, Joe McCann, I don't think he was gay. She was just offering him other girls with her at the same time. That's the trade-off. He's going to give her this life and he's going to have the benefits of having multiple wives without actually having to have multiple wives. Now, most sugar baby contracts do not last long. They last a couple of months, a couple of weeks before something blows up and goes wrong, because they're very volatile. You can't imagine, it's a very volatile contract. The guy can easily get bored. The other dudes that she was messing with in the past can show up and the guy gets pissed and leaves, you know? But for whatever reason, she was giving this man such freaky sex that he decided that he wanted to keep that sugar baby contract for a full year, which is a very long time. They were fighting like cats and dogs that whole year when Ashlee Jenae was posting about how black men are violent, how black men are domestically abusive. Meanwhile, she's having to call the cops to pull Goldberg off of her. And he started to propose to her. And what happens there is, you know, she's doing all the sexual things he really wants, and he's so excited and satisfied with that he's throwing out words and terms in the heat of passion. He probably threw out wife once or twice, kind of like as a joke, kind of just going off the high of the emotions. And of course, once she hears it once you tell a woman that she has status even once, she's going to hold you to that status for the rest of your pseudo relationship. And I imagine that when he was, you know, horny, let's just be honest, he was kind of okay with that. Like, yeah, this is my wife. It's fun. I got a hot young wife. That's fun. But I imagine that as it was getting closer to being real and he was getting into post-nut clarity, women don't understand just what post-nut clarity feels like. When a man has post-nut clarity, he loses all attraction to that woman. And that loss of attraction can last days, if not weeks, especially for an older man. Now, what makes post-nut clarity not a relationship killer when you're with a woman that is equally yoked with you is even if you know you don't have the physical attraction for her, men are logical enough to know that that attraction will come back once their post-nut clarity goes away. And because they're equally yoked, there's a lot of other things he likes about the woman he's with outside of sex, so he's still gonna enjoy her company. But imagine this dude. After post-nut clarity, he had to spend, 23 hours with her? With a 31-year-old black woman who talks ghetto like most Keishas? And he's a 45-year-old millionaire white man? What did they talk about outside of sex and outside of planning freak-offs? That's what I want to know. Most men pay the 304 not to come, but you've heard this. They pay her to leave. He's stuck with her day after day, 23 hours out of the day they're not having sex, and there's probably nothing he wants to talk to her about. And he's probably sitting there thinking, what have I gotten myself into? Why couldn't I control my lust? Now look at me. I'm stuck with this woman and I don't know how to get out. I've been talking crazy. I've been talking secrets. I've been telling her things I shouldn't. I'm in these, alleged potentially crypto scam situations which could cost me. And I've probably been running my mouth because black people, we know how white people run their mouths when they're around us. And I don't mean in a insulting way, but I mean white people are very comfortable talking about illegal things with black people. Growing up, white people would walk up to me and ask me, yo, where are the drugs at? They didn't care. They had no fear I was going to call the cops because they knew I wasn't going to call the cops. Because white people know that blacks are generally not going to call the police on them. So he's probably telling her all this stuff thinking that she's going to eat it up. Every criminal thing that he tells her, she's going to love. And of course she did. He was correct. But now that he's trying to think about getting away from her, he doesn't know how to get a clean exit. So he probably keeps playing with this idea like, well, maybe I'll try to marry her. Maybe I will. But they keep fighting. And after post-nut clarity, this guy is realizing, man, I have messed up big time. So here's what I think really exploded in that final celebration, that birthday celebration. I feel that instead of being a real proposal, I feel that he was actually kind of going to try to do a fake proposal. He was going to kind of try to take that proposal back. I think what he was going to do is he was going to give her like this really great day of her life. And then he was going to be like, hey, I wish I could marry you. I do. But the perception, I just can't do it. But look, I can still give you a fun life. We can still have a great time. But I just can't marry you like that. Okay, I can't marry you. I didn't know how to let you down, so I gave you this, but we can still have something, but I just can't marry you. And I think what happened is when he let her down, when he told her the truth, she freaked out, and I imagine she probably threatened to kind of expose him. Expose him in what way? Whether it was something that he shouldn't have told her that could hurt him for real, that could hurt him legally, that he let slip, that she snooped around and found, or if it was something about the crazy sexual acts. Keishas will offer a man underage access to their own family members if they think that man will be into it. That's a dark secret in the community, but they will do it. I mean, we know other women of other races will do it, but Keishas will do that, especially if it's a white man. So we have no idea what she offered this guy that he didn't want getting out. And what I suspect is he wanted to put some ice on the relationship. He didn't want to go through with the marriage, and she freaked out and tried to threaten him. And he did her like Conquest did Mark Grayson in Invincible. He gave her that take it to your grave treatment. And the reason I think this is the motive is because after she died, he removed her from all his socials, like she was a 304 that he was paying for and got bored of. This is not like the love of my life has died.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy.